Hi, I am Barbara Johnson, one of the Vice Presidents for Accreditation Relations at the Higher Learning Commission. Welcome to our overview of Criterion 4, the evaluation and improvement of teaching and learning. In this session, I will provide an overview of the three core components for Criterion 4 and discuss selected examples of evidence. Criterion 4 focuses on evaluating and improving educational quality and student success as it relates to program review, assessment and improvement of student learning, and evaluation and improvement of student retention, persistence, and completion. In Core Component 4A, institutions demonstrate responsibility for the quality of educational programs. Exactly what does that mean? Perhaps the following overview of the subcomponents will provide insight into HLC's expectations. Specifically, there should be an effective program review process in place. In addition, the institution must demonstrate quality for its programs by ensuring the courses, credits, and prior learning experience meet the expectations of quality, rigor, coherence, and achievement of student learning of its own programs. The institution must also maintain specialized accreditation for programs as appropriate. Information about the success of graduates should shape the ongoing evaluation and improvement of programs. Examples of evidence an institution may provide as documentation of how they're meeting Core Component 4A include program review process and guidelines, transfer credit policies and credit validation process, institutional catalog, reports of programmatic accreditors. These will alert the team if there were areas of concern or problems identified by the specialized accreditor. The last example listed may be a document that outlines the process for tracking graduates. For example, how often and what type of data is collected from alumni, and how is this information used to improve student learning? Keep in mind, these are examples and not a comprehensive list of possible evidence an institution can provide. Core Component 4B outlines HLC's expectations for institutions with regard to assessment and improvement of student learning. This core component is a central commitment of accreditation and unfortunately is also the most cited by teams. HLC expects the institution to have clearly stated student learning outcomes appropriate to the institution's mission, programs, and students, and have evidence that students are achieving these outcomes. The institution should also be able to demonstrate how evidence of student learning is analyzed and have a plan in place to evaluate and improve its effectiveness in assessing and improving student learning. Examples of evidence that may be provided by the institution to demonstrate how they are meeting Core Component 4B include goals for academic programs, co-curricular and general education learning outcomes, evidence of achievement of student learning outcomes campus-wide. All programs should have documentation of how students achieve learning outcomes. Some institutions may have a central repository to collect course information related to the general education curriculum outcomes. An assessment plan may include a timeline, overview of assessment cycle, and guidelines for data collection and analysis to ensure continuity in the process. Agendas and minutes for programs and departments. These document discussions about achievement of student learning outcomes, action steps, and subsequent conversations so there's continuous improvement in student learning. Annual assessment reports or progress reports. These demonstrate ongoing improvement. Some institutions provide templates so consistent information is obtained across all units. Agendas and minutes for the assessment committee or task force may provide information on the committee's task, discussions, and delineate feedback provided to programs and departments. Core Component 4C focuses on commitment to educational improvement through ongoing attention to retention, persistence, and completion rates in its degree and certificate programs. The overview of the subcomponents provides a glimpse into HLC expectations. Specifically, institutions are expected to set clear, realistic goals for retention, persistence, and completion that align with the institution's mission, programs, and students. The institution should also have documented methods for collecting data. In addition, a plan to use the data to improve and evaluate whether the changes are advancing the institution's goals for student retention, persistence, and completion should be available. Examples of evidence an institution could provide to demonstrate how they are meeting core component 4C include baseline rates for retention, persistence, and completion, and corresponding goals for each, guidelines for data collection and analysis. This ensures the process continues regardless of institutional transitions. Agendas and minutes of a committee or task force on retention, persistence, and completion ensures all entities working separately on these issues come together to discuss if initiatives are making a difference, to provide updates on action plans, and to modify strategies accordingly. Enrollment management plan may be another example of evidence. Resources to support students may be in the form of flyers, brochures, or other handouts. Institutions may also provide action plans, progress reports, or even their quality initiative report if it focused on persistence, retention, or completion as evidence of how they are meeting this core component. This concludes the overview of Criterion 4. For more information on the criteria for accreditation and the associated core components and subcomponents, please visit www.hlcommission.org. Thank you.